Joshie from a Joshie from a Joshie from a Joshie.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Clan Brandolorian. Of course, this is a new installment called After Dark. Just to kind of start this off, I do want to say I am a night owl myself. I think it would be really cool if I could be the one who could do late night streams. And if you're laying in bed, if you're chilling, if you work the evening shift like I do a couple times a week, it's nice to just get home, unwind, chill. And, of course, in this universe, we talk Star Wars. So that'd be kind of cool to do late at night. So I had the idea to go ahead and try to assemble this. So I think this is going to be a really cool thing. And of course, this is all going to be able to be viewed on replay on the YouTube channel as well. So make sure if you don't make it to an episode or to a live stream, just go back and rewatch it later. Check it out. Definitely want to keep the vibes really cool and calm. And maybe we can have some guests on here in the future if anyone wants to be on late and talk some Star Wars. But of course, guys, this is the first one, and I just want to go ahead and say thank you if you're joining us here live. Go ahead, Instagram, other way, yes, Instagram, Blue Sky, and TikTok, all, of course, at Clan Brandolorian. So go check that out. And yeah, let's go and see who's all in already. Of course, we have the man himself, Mr. Carbonites. Greetings, Exalted One. Yes. What's going on, my brother? Thanks for chiming in, man. I really appreciate it. Hope you're having a good night. Yeah, man, we're just chilling, ready to get this going. But like I said, thanks for tapping in, man. I appreciate it. Can't wait to finally order some of your product too, man. I really want to get that Book of Boba Fett set that you have and go ahead and review those bad boys because I love the two Gamorrean guards and I love how they're different because they are different. So that's a really good, very good eye for detail. So I can always appreciate that. But man, so we actually the lineup for tonight is Andor season 2, of course. We have kind of like a what I kind of like to call a block schedule. It seems like we have 3 episodes per week for the next 4 weeks starting late April. This is a really cool thing to kind of discuss because we haven't seen this in Star Wars in the TV series realm yet. Usually it's especially in America, the 2 a.m. releases, waiting for those. And now they've got switched. I feel like the Ahsoka series was the first one that moved those to middle of the night, or from middle of the night to early evening. So we're actually getting those at about 6 p.m., I believe. It seems like we kind of swapped with the UK. So yeah, I think it's really cool that we're kind of getting this unique schedule. And then after, of course, we talk about Andor season 2, we will talk about Kathleen Kennedy retiring, which I feel like that has been debunked already. It's kind of like the Acolyte season 2. It's canceled, it's canceled. But at the same time, it was never kind of announced that it was going to happen. But yeah, obviously I've seen on Instagram that she has came out and said potentially that she is not in any near sight of retiring, even for this year. So this could be a very, very interesting thing. And of course, you see the haters out there, the KK haters. They're going digging back into the holes, and it's just kind of. I don't know. It's a weird time to prey on someone's downfall, but I mean, hey, the fandom split a little bit, and I mean, there's things in Star Wars that we have to kind of come together on and kind of find where we stand as Star Wars fans. Because I mean, I feel like any Star Wars fan could easily call it an honor. Because I mean, that's the whole point why we're here. That's the whole point why I'm here. Is because I love Star Wars. There's things I don't like. There's things I like. Mostly, I like most of it. So, yeah, like I said, that's why we're all here. And of course, to wrap it up, Revenge of the Sith in theaters. I think this is just to touch on the subject a little bit. I think it's so cool that Revenge of the Sith is coming back to theaters because I remember just a couple of years ago in 2023, we had the anniversary of Return of the Jedi. And I was actually in Colorado with my wife. We went off and got married and took some immediate family with us. And it was actually in theaters during that time. So I was like, man, I wish we could have, just a couple hours to where we could go and check out the Return of the Jedi re-release in theaters. I think that would be so cool. Especially if you guys aren't new to Clan Brandolorian. Me myself, I love me some Return of the Jedi. Anything that has to do with Jabba's palace, Jabba's little arc in that movie, and going into the final duel, the battle on Endor, all of those things. So I mean, everything's really cool within Return of the Jedi, but I went to go last year with my good friend Jacob, his dad Jason, and my wife. We went and watched The Phantom Menace in theater, which was a really, really good time. And that was actually one of the first movies I ever went and saw in the cinema. So uh, being born in 97 and seeing The Phantom Menace in 99, I don't really remember much. I feel like I remember bits and pieces, but I would say more so just kind of the aura of the theater is what I remember, not really seeing too many. It's really just more of the surrounding details, not the movie necessarily, because I remember Attack of the Clones was one I was actually able to remember a lot of what was going on. Plus, I was 5 at the time. So yeah, I'm really excited to see Revenge of the Sith in theaters because I mean I can still remember the f- the f- the day, like the exact day of seeing Revenge of the Sith in theater. It was literally just mind-boggling. It was so awesome to see, and it was just such a thing way ahead of its time. Like, I remember just being blown away, and I remember going home and getting all my lightsabers out, and especially the Hasbro Revenge of the Sith series for action figures that they dropped that entire year. Amazing. Some of the Black series that's coming out this year is actually being released in that same packaging. Like, that's insane. So I'm gonna have to pick up a few of those. I know Commander Cody's one. They just announced Count Dooku and Kit Fisto. And I actually do have a Kit Fisto from that original Revenge of the Sith Hasbro drop. That's one of the only ones I have left. So man, like it's crazy how just some of these toys take you back, man. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the Andor season 2 release dates because I think this is really cool. But let's go ahead and check back in with Cards here. Yes, sir. I like the vibes you got going on. I'm a night owl myself. Hell yeah, man. See, like that's the whole point. I know not everyone's a night owl, but I was thinking to either do a really early live stream or a late live stream. And I just feel like, with my schedule, I just feel like the late night works better. And plus, I'm a night owl just like you, man. So I feel like that's gonna work just a lot better. But yeah, let's go ahead and pull up this Andor season 2 um scheduling here. All right. And I'm gonna pull up this screen. Yeah, right here. So like I said, we have the right here on Wikipedia. I've been really just a little quick shout. Me and my dad actually are going to semi orchestrate a in-person podcast. So that would be a really, really cool episode if we could get that together. I've already kind of talked about looking at those earlier scripts because back in the day, Wikipedia kind of had threads that you could read, and there was some fan made scripts of the sequel trilogy, what would have been the sequel trilogy, 7, 8, and 9. And I just remember one of the very first scripts that we were reading was that indeed of Darth Maul kind of coming back. That was one of the one of the little inserts there was Darth Maul coming back, just like everyone said that George Lucas had it all written out. Darth Maul, Talon are all going to be the protagonists or antagonists, but this one we read was very interesting because it was actually um Boba Fett coming back and getting Mace Windu, kind of avenging his father. So this very, very interesting. Only because I feel like that's kind of recirculated now. There's like a deleted scene or what was talks of a script of Boba Fett killing Mace Windu in Episode 3. So that would have been very interesting. Imagine if we would have got that. But finally, we're getting into Andor here. So yeah, we're on Wikipedia, and it seems like episode 1, 2, and 3, of course, are coming out on April 22nd. That is the premiere day for Andor season 2. So we're gonna get not 2 episodes like we usually do. Acolyte, Ahsoka was just episode 1. Um, Andor previously, Bad Batch. I feel like Bad Batch did 3 episodes or 3 episodes. So we're kind of getting that, but not for live action. We've never had 3 episodes dropped, and yeah, it's such an interesting thing because it's like, well, this is live action, so maybe the episodes are anywhere from 35 to 50 minutes. So, what is going to be the cliffhanger in these first 3 episodes? I feel like, and also do note that each little block of releases here is all about a year of time in Andor's story leading up to Rogue One. So, if we look down here, May 13th, we're going to see, you know, the legit minutes leading up to the opening of Rogue One when we first meet Cassian Andor. So that's going to be so interesting. That's going to be probably the number one thing that I'm looking forward to. I want to see how Andor's story ties in to Rogue One. Obviously, with the first season kind of being that quote unquote slow burn, I feel like that's going to be really cool to see how this all comes together. But yeah, April 22nd, gonna have a big drop here with 3 episodes, and then that following week, after getting 3 episodes, we're gonna get 3 more episodes. And then that next week, we're gonna get May 6th, we're gonna get episodes 7, 8, and 9, and then we're gonna go into the finale week. So this is the Andor season 2 is going to be wrapped up in literally 4 weeks. That's very, very cool, in my opinion. I think it's a risk that they're taking, but I think it's a good risk because maybe these are things that we can get later. There's a lot of fans, even myself, complain about those short run times. Like Skeleton Crew did it with an episode. I remember Mando season 3, we got an episode that was like 33 minutes, I believe. Like, what are we doing? Like, I want to see Din Djarin and Din Grogu like as much as I can. A 33-minute episode isn't really doing much. And season 3 had some very beautiful moments, I will say, but some of those filler episodes in between, like the Christopher Lloyd episode, with Jack Black and Lizzo. I feel like, there was some little bits in there that really contributed to the story, but at the same time, there really wasn't much going on. It was just kind of more of like a, hey, look, Jack Black and Lizzo, very talented at what they do. Not hating on them because that's not what we do here. But I mean, I just didn't really see what it did more so for the story. I think the character builder leadership from Bo-Katan was really cool in that season. So, I mean, all of that, like I said, it plays a part, of course, because it's there for a reason. But, some more so than others. But here, I mean, in this little block schedule, if we're getting a 30-minute episode, at least it's getting followed up with hopefully at the least 3 30-minute episodes. But these right here, guys, we have to look at these as mini movies. That's something that I took into account from the beginning. Was I was like, okay, so we're doing this little block release. So these are basically we're getting like a movie a week of Andor, and it all takes place, like I said, within that year in time. So we're gonna take little time jumps in between. And also, that's for those out there who are watching. If Stranger Things fans, this is very interesting too, because that's what the Duffer Brothers are saying, is that it's basically like 8 blockbuster movies put into one season. So that's going to be very, very interesting. Um, but let's go ahead and check some comments here. Studtastic Studios, what's up, my guy? Thank you for joining, man. Glad to see you here. I really, really appreciate it. Hello there. Revenge of the Sith is going to be awesome to see on the big screen. I can't wait to see Andor season 2. Man, I'm right there with you. I think this is a really good time to be a Star Wars fan. The month of April, we're, coming up on the last day of February. Depending where you are, I know some of my Australian friends, you guys are already on the next day. So that's really cool. So hopefully, if you guys are checking that on the last day, hopefully you're not thrown off a little bit. But man, we are so spoiled. I feel like, I mean, unless Andor flops completely, I think that's just going to be just one of the most killer months, man. I mean, could you imagine checking out freaking Andor season 2, and it's like, hey, let's clear our minds a little bit, leading into A New Hope after Rogue One, and let's go watch the I'm gonna go ahead and say it, the best Star Wars movie in all of the franchise. So man, we are eating in April. But yeah, with that being said, absolutely. But yes, thank you for chiming in, Studtastic. I appreciate you, brother. Carbonites, what's up? Studtastic. Yes. See, we're all friends here. We're all friends here. Really glad to see all you guys here. Hey, Star Wars nerd 00. Hello there. What's up, man? Thank you for chiming in. I really appreciate it. If you guys just got in here, man, we are talking some Andor season 2 and just talking some of this block schedule. I think this is going to be really cool. Like I said, I feel like it's going to be basically it has a chance to have basically 4 mini movies, or 4 movies, in intact. I mean, at least if we're talking a 40-minute episode mixed in with a 45-minute episode, and at the least a 35, I mean, we're talking over an hour and a half. So that's really good. It's really good. Studtastic Studios, howdy y'all here in the chat. Yeah, howdy to everybody, man. I really appreciate you guys. So yeah, let's look back here. Let's see if there's anything we're missing. I feel like this day right here is going to be a game changer. May 13th this year has a lot of potential to be okay. So what was Andor? Did it wrap up good? After season 1, we had um such a good series, and I really love how they have the critically acclaimed series returns. I love that. And plus, like, man, there I know so many people who they're like, Andor is the best Star Wars there is. And I can't hate on that. It's not my favorite, but I can see and I respect the greatness of it. It's a really, really good story, and I feel like it's Joey from Krypton Alderaan just had him on this week's episode of the podcast. Make sure you go check that out. Episode 10, Clan Brandolorian, a conversation, where we have other content creators and other Star Wars fans that I know personally or that I've met on Instagram, TikTok, etc. But Joey had a really cool point that Andor technically, to him is like the least George Lucas Star Wars project that it exists. Him being a huge Acolyte fan, he was able to kind of, rebuttal the fans saying, like, that's not George Lucas Star Wars. It retconned a lot. Like that's fine if that's how you looked at it. Awesome. But that the point he had though about Andor being the least George Lucas, I kind of agree with that. I think that's actually a really I feel like to certain Star Wars fans, I feel like that could be labeled as a hot take. But I think that was actually a really good point, because I mean, what are we doing? I mean, I remember some people talking about, the group that Andor was off with, the one guy that plays in the bear, and that other short guy, and then the chick. I think that was like a really, like, it kind of felt like Earth in a way. Like they were just out there, trying to get under the the eye of the Empire, and then we could see some of the Imperial bases. It was Star Wars, but it didn't feel like something kind of expanded in the universe. It was kind of just like this is what's going on right here, right now in Star Wars. And it just kind of, it felt like Star Wars, but it didn't at the same time. But I mean, that doesn't mean it wasn't good by any means. But it was just kind of different, if that makes sense. But it was really cool. Um, Back to the comments here. Star Wars nerd. Honestly, I'm not excited for Andor season 2. Wasn't a fan of the first season, but hey, if it's good, it's good. Hey, that's a really good point, bro. I think that's a good headspace too. Cause I mean, it's so weird to me how some people are just like, oh, this sucks. Like, I know it's gonna flop, blah, blah, blah. Like, I mean, all right, man. I mean, if you don't like it like that, I mean, obviously I don't think you should watch it, but I really like the positive outcome that's going to happen here is, you're not a huge fan of it. Myself, I think it's good, but like just like you, I mean, it's not my favorite. So I mean, I'm hyped for season 2 because there's more jumps, time jumping. So I think that's going to help the story evolve a lot better. But yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Star Wars nerd, absolutely. Little Einstein, that sounds exciting. Hey man, thanks for joining up. I appreciate it. Welcome to After Dark, man. This is what we do. It's going really smooth so far. I appreciate you guys chiming in. And Bori. That's awesome. I never want Star Wars to fail. I'm even hoping that the Rey movie is good, and I hate the character of Rey. Nothing against Daisy. She was just doing what she was told. I mean, I get that, man. I really do get that. That's kind of my thing with the sequel trilogy is I enjoy them. Here's my hot take. I feel like it's some of the most rewatchable Star Wars that we have because, I mean, obviously it's the newest. So, the graphics, the choreography is going to be top tier, which I mean, it's all been made within the last 10 years, which is crazy. Revenge of the Sith, 20 years, obviously this year. And The Force Awakens is 10 years old. That's crazy. But I mean, shit, I'll turn the TV on Sling and TNT, always playing the sequel trilogy. Absolutely crazy. I mean, they're there for a reason, but yeah, I completely understand what you mean. Some of those characters is just kind of like, man, I feel bad for the actors just because, they played a part. They auditioned for a role, they got it. They're getting paid to do it, and they're also human beings at the end of the day. So I like how you put that in parentheses, but yeah, I mean that's really cool. I'm really hoping that the Ray movies exceed my expectations because I finally feel like with Robert Nolfi, I believe his name is, or Rick Nolfi. Nolfi, I know for sure his last name. Absolutely stoked for that because I feel like he's done some big movies and he actually kind of has the idea of what's going on. So I think that's going to be really good. Oh, hey guys, we if you haven't met him already, this is Lando. This is my cat. He's actually named after Lando Calrissian, if that makes sense. What's up, dude? What up? What up? Let's get you down real quick though. He's just saying what's up to everybody. All right. Little Einstein, for Revenge of the Sith, do you think it's a better visual upgrade or do you think scenes might get changed? I was thinking the same thing because when I watched The Phantom Menace, it seemed super old. It seemed like 1999 quality. I don't know how, because I know they do film at the theaters. Of course, I think if you're at IMAX, they don't use film. It might be a little different just because of the graphics. I'm not sure how that works. But maybe they keep it like they did with the Phantom Menace. Is there anyone in the chat that has seen Return of the Jedi when that came out in 2023? Let me know if that was like kind of filmed in like it was kind of grainy in a way. Not, of course, grainy like pixelated, but like just a little grunge to it. Was there a little bit of darkness? But yeah, let me know. But yeah, I hope it's good quality still. Oof, that's a massive hot take, but hey, everyone likes what they like. Nah, yeah, I like I said, that was my hot take. I am a prequels guy. I grew up with the prequels, 1, 2, and 3. Forever get my praise. Absolutely love those. But it's hard to beat those, because that's the Star Wars I grew up with. I have a friend named Justin who loves episode 4, 5, and 6. He's seen some of the things in the collection. My Lego Yoda. He is like, why does he have a lightsaber? Yoda doesn't have a lightsaber. See, until the prequels came out, Yoda didn't have a lightsaber. So I get that argument. Same with the Sarlacc pit. He doesn't think that it should have a beak. And of course, the first takes for Return of the Jedi, the Sarlacc pit did not have the beak. And kind of like the Lego set, the Sarlacc pit comes with a beak. So yeah, I mean, it's all different. It's all what we like. There are people out there who think the sequels are their best, and I would never do anything to bring that down for them. But yeah, like I said, that's my hot take because I know it's a hot one. Carbonites, facts. I'm still discovering new background aliens with 7 and 9. Rise of Skywalker has some really dope designs across the board. Yes, absolutely. I think that would be really cool. Man, what would be cool is if you made like a Snoke, like in the tank upside down. Um, Kind of like how they are on Exegol. Of course, a Palpatine, maybe Palpatine with red eyes, like he did in Rise of Skywalker. Maybe a Ben Solo, Ray, of course. Who else? Who else could you fit in there? Who else is a big? I mean, Zori Bliss. Her helmet's dope. You could squeeze her in. Poe Dameron. Mm, Chewbacca, Lando, maybe. I feel like you do like 6 packs, right? Um, from what I've seen. So maybe I don't know. It's kind of hard. It's hard to choose. There we go. George Nolfi, not Rick or Richard or whatever I was saying. Sorry, Mr. Nolfi. I'm very sorry I butchered that. Hi, Lando. How are you doing, you old pirate? Good to see you. Yep, he's in here chilling. He's actually in my record case right now, so he's wilding out. Star Wars nerd again. I didn't see Return of the Jedi, but my bud worked at the theater, and all the movies, including re-releases, were on thumb drives. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Well, thanks for letting me know that. That's perfect actually. Because I would have always like in 2025, I would never assume that they're using film still. Like I said, I don't know how that works. Oh, dude, I just got the despecialized editions, and man, it was a whole different experience. Yeah, I've actually seen some YouTube videos of people like watching those as their Star Wars for the first time, and they end up seeing the Disney Plus version, and they're just kind of like, "Yo, like what's going on here?" Yeah, very very interesting. I might one time have to go and like check that out. I think that would be pretty dope. Just to like sit there and it's kind of like brand new in a way. You're just kind of sitting there like, what's going on? Like this doesn't look right. But yeah. So let's go ahead and move on to. I did have some images saved, but I guess they didn't load in right. So that's my fault. So let's go ahead and talk some Kathleen Kennedy. I feel like Andor we kind of covered for the most part. Um, I think Andor is going to be pretty good, guys. I don't know what you guys think, but it seemed like for the most part everyone's pretty excited for it. Um, yeah, so we can pull up this Deadline article actually. Um, and yeah, it's so weird, you know how they want to pull up like okay, so Kathleen Kennedy, isn't stepping down now, and it's also weird too because it's like, well, where did that source come from at first anyways? Um, but yeah, so it says right here, Kathleen Kennedy speaks on her Lucasfilm plans. She is not retiring soon, and the films that will keep her in Star Wars orbit for years to come. So what I've read online, on Instagram, especially a huge dumbed down version, is Kathleen Kennedy is very um heavily involved with the Sean Levy film as well, and that's not going to be filming until next year, I believe. And it's supposed to take place 6 years after Rise of Skywalker. So I think that's actually a really good approach going forward. Just because I mean, we're going to get the Ray films, those are 15 years after. And Ryan Gosling is supposed to be in the Sean Levy film, which is dope. Like I've mentioned earlier, I'm a Stranger Things fan, and Sean Levy's episodes are like mind blowing. Some of the best episodes. I feel like Sean Levy is kind of like the Bryce Dallas Howard of Stranger Things, if that makes sense. The Bryce Dallas Howard episodes that we get in Mando, um, Skeleton Crew. I believe she had one of Ahsoka or Book of Boba Fett. The Return of the Mandalorian was her episode. So I mean, Some people think that was the best episode of the Book of Boba Fett. So if you build it, they will come. But yeah, absolutely. I think I was talking to a friend at work today, and he was giving me the rundown of Kathleen Kennedy and what she's done. And I know about ET, some of the workings that she has with Steven Spielberg. So she has some credibility. Like, for the most part, everyone thinks that she divided the fandom. She's this and that, and just that she wants everything woke and feminist and this and that and the third. Sometimes I feel like people don't understand what woke actually means, and it's just kind of like a cop out. But at the same time, I mean, I don't think she is necessarily the one to blame. But like I said, it's such a touchy subject just because she has the the resume that she has, and I feel like a lot of the things, like, she's not the writer. She doesn't stay intact with the lore, and she appoints others, directors, writers to these stories, which is really good that we have Dave Filoni as CCO, because from now on he is now able to look at what the writers are writing. Basically, if something's off a little bit, it's kind of like what a lot of Star Wars fans want for Sam Witwer is to kind of tap in and look and make sure that all of the storytelling is still up to par and it makes sense. So that's kind of like what Dave Filoni can do here. But yeah, like, Kathleen Kennedy, cool. I like her. I mean, it's kind of hard to say like I like her because like the things that she does for Lucasfilm, it's her job. She was she's been around, she's been in the game for a very long time. So very, very interesting thing. Let's go through these here. I don't want to miss any of the comments. Oh, here we go. Okay, Star Wars nerd again. Not retiring soon, but I saw reports that she says maybe within the next coming months or year they'll announce it. Yeah. So I saw that same thing too, and that's kind of like what I'm leaning to. Like if she wants to retire, she's gonna. I posted on Instagram the meme of Drake riding in his car just laughing. Like that's going to be Kathleen Kennedy when it's all said and done, man. She is so rich. She is so successful. And she don't care what we think. She don't care what I think. She don't care that I'm saying what I'm saying right now. She don't care what anyone else thinks. Um, it's a cool thing, she's gonna go off in the sunset regardless. But like I said, she is rumored to be heavily involved with the upcoming project. So I mean, good for her and good for Star Wars. I feel like it's just gonna keep going how it is. Little Einstein, that's crazy. It is crazy. Star Wars Order, hello there. What's going on? Welcome. I appreciate you chiming in. Thank you. Star Wars nerd, Star Wars Order, handshake, handshake, handshake. Star Wars Order, Star Wars nerd, 00, handshake, 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 100. Yes, absolutely love you. Thank you guys for chiming into the chat right now. I really appreciate it. We got 5 in here. I really wasn't expecting too many to be out vibing with me this late because I just got off work and I was like, this Thursday is gonna work, and you guys voted on it in the Instagram story. So glad to have you guys here. but yeah, you guys in the chat, what do we think about Kathleen Kennedy? Positive, negative? Let me know. Let's talk about it. It says down here, I recall he essentially did the same thing. Speaking about baloney or Bellany, for years has been beating on Kathleen Kennedy like she owes him money, and this week he had reporting Kennedy's retiring. I recall he essentially did the same thing more than a year ago, and yet here she still is producing the Mandalorian movie and prepping. Here we go. The Sean Levy directed Star Wars film with Ryan Gosling is circling, and as well as numerous other film and streaming projects with A-list participants. And that's another thing too. What do you guys think of like Ryan Gosling? Like, dude just played Ken in like the Barbie movie. That was the biggest movie last year, alongside with Oppenheimer. Um, so yeah, like, what do you guys think of like A-list actors joining the Star Wars universe? Because we know, rumor has it, Tupac Shakur was supposed to play Mace Windu until Samuel L. Jackson got the role, and of course, Tupac passed away. So he didn't have that opportunity right before the Phantom Menace. Rumors of Michael Jackson was supposed to play a Jar Jar Binks. Leonardo DiCaprio, I don't know if he ended up auditioning for Anakin Skywalker or George Lucas had the idea of him and reached out to him to um, play Anakin Skywalker. So it's just like, those are all A-list celebrities, no matter what what their profession was. Very well-known people into Star Wars. Natalie Portman, of course, Mars Attacks, The Professional, Black Swan. She's been in some good movies. Um, Ewan McGregor has been in, I believe, that Winnie the Pooh movie that I hadn't seen. Is kind of like the precursor. Um, and then, of course, there's so many other actors I could keep going. Um, but it's just what would we think of like A-list actors like Ryan Gosling? Like that's a big name. Says it's 10 p.m. Why live stream this late? Hey, I know. It's I was thinking of either doing it early in the morning or late at night. So late at night just kind of works better with my schedule. But yeah, like I said, sometimes I'm chilling in bed, I'm on YouTube. That's when like I get the most YouTube time. I know not supposed to have so much screen time before you go to bed, but I do. But I think it would be cool to kind of just chill and kind of just talk some Star Wars with some people, and just chime in. Anyone just scrolling through YouTube and sees, oh, someone's talking live about Star Wars. Let me pop in. I think it's just good for the community. Star Wars order. It's 1 a.m. for me. Ha. See, and it's midnight for me. But nerd, thank you for you know, night owling it up and staying up till 1 a.m. That's what's up, man. I appreciate that. Wow, what are you doing up? Watching this in solo, lol. Hey, that's a good little mix there. Absolutely. Let's see what's all rolling with Mrs. KK here in this article. Mm, okay, so I think this is the big part right here. So Deadline asked, "We've read all the speculative reports that you are out, that there's a frenzy for the next person who's going to take over Lucasfilm. What is the truth?" And supposedly Kathleen Kennedy, right here, said, "The truth is, and I want to say it loud and clear, I am not retiring." Boom. So that's the mic drop right there. I will never retire from movies. I will die making movies. That is the first thing that's important to say. I am not retiring. What's happening at Lucasfilm is I have been talking for quite some time with both Bob and Alan about what eventual succession might look like. We might have an amazing bench of people here, and we have every intention of making an announcement months or a year down the road. We are in lockstep as to what's going to be. And I am also continuing. I'm producing the Mandalorian movie right now, and I'm also producing Sean Levy's movie, which is after that. So I am continuing to stay at Lucasfilm and looking very thoughtfully with Bob and Alan as to who's stepping in. So that is all underway, and we have every right to make that announcement when we want to make it. So, I mean, I feel like it's kind of it's kind of been a weird couple days since that rumor came out that she's retiring. And funny enough, in the video, this video per se, I have it to where it says Kathleen Kennedy retiring, so that is debunked from the looks of it. Um, but it's Star Wars news. We always have to take it with a grain of salt. But it seems like this is pretty legit. Um, Deadline then responded that you're looking to see within, or looking within seems to give credence to what we've heard, and that an exec like that CCO Dave Filoni is in a good position as he works on a Star Wars to write and direct. And then Kathleen Kennedy says, "I can't say who it is because there's an internal process that goes on inside a large corporation and a publicly held company as to how we go about making deals, finalizing decisions, and making announcements. There's nothing unusual about that, but we're in that process." So, I mean, do we really want it to be Dave Filoni? I mean, I think that would be a cool thing for him to even get another promotion from CCO to then writer, producer, and then to the basically would be a showrunner completely for everything, not just Ahsoka. And Deadline, then the Fury of press coverage is like chaos. What's the reality? And Kathleen Kennedy says, chaos. There's never been any chaos because we know exactly what the plan is. See, for people who don't like Kathleen Kennedy, and if all of this is legit, that's like this is what you want right here. Is that she's not phased by anything. And I feel like all the chirping online, like that doesn't get to her, which it could for someone else who takes the spot. I feel like Disney Star Wars, what do we get? We get Rogue One, we get the Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, the Kenobi series, Acolyte, Skeleton Crew, and we're gonna get Mandalorian and Grogu film. We're gonna get the Sean Levy film, three maybe Ray films. Like those are all a lot of potential to get good things. And Solo, just like nerds watching, like that's I mean, that's all Disney Star Wars, and it's not all gonna hit. Um, it's all up to you for what hits. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. I think that's actually a good approach for KK and what she's thinking. I do have a question for you. Who do you want to replace Da Beach? Who? Oh man, who would I want? I feel like it's a hard thing. Why don't we put me there? How about I take Kathleen Kennedy's spot? No. I was being funny on Instagram earlier. Someone was just like, "Well, let anyone can take her spot," and I was like, "Hey, throw Hayden Christensen up there. Everyone likes him now." Um, I've always been a fan of him, of course, but hey, throw him up there. He knows Star Wars. He loves Star Wars. He's a fan. He is the Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one. Let the chosen one run the show. Nah, I think. Hmm, you know, with all things aside, I feel like Sam Witwer and Dave Filoni, John Favreau should all put their heads together and kind of collab and be CCO. I feel like a lot of that could be put together in a good way. I feel like that would be really cool. Anyone here going to ICCC? I'm not. Tony was talking to me about it. When I had him on the show, we kind of talked off screen about going. Um, I don't know. I feel like it's not yet for me. I'm not a huge con guy. I've been to two. I've been to Fan Expo Denver and then also a local one here in my hometown. And yeah, I mean they're cool, they're fun. But I kind of have one main thing that I like to do. So like when I met Hayden Christensen, I was like, perfect. Go meet him. We'll go check out the vendors. Boom. And I mean, realistically, the longest part of the day was waiting to meet Hayden, but this is kind of once I'm through the vendors and I buy a few pops or any art pieces or anything like that, I'm just kind of like, all right, well, on to the next, like kind of done. But maybe, as time, goes, maybe I can get into them more in the future. I wish, but school is a bitch and takes all your time. Yeah, I feel that, man. School sucks, but stay in school. I want John to run the business side and Dave to hold down the storylines and lore side. That'd be a good look. I think John Favreau really knows what it takes to direct and to actually help write films. And there's been some times where I've seen him on TV as a younger actor, and it's just like, oh, that's John Favreau. Very interesting. Um, but yeah, I agree with that. I think they need to sprinkle in Sam Witwer to kind of give the icing on top. All right. And Star Wars Order, the Acolyte 9.2 out of 10. Yeah. I like the Acolyte, man. I think Chimere was fucking awesome. I think he had some really good parts. I think the storytelling was pretty well. Like I always say, the easiest way for me to kind of give it that upside to people who don't like it is, like look at the Walking Dead, look at Breaking Bad. Like those are some shows that I really like. Even Stranger Things. Like look at their season ones. Super slow. You don't really understand where the story's going. And for the most part, it's kind of like a shot. Like most of those episodes are called the first episode's called pilot because it's kind of like, okay, this is where we're gonna start, and we're just gonna, continue going from there and hoping that it gets, greenlit for a season two and that people want to continue to watch the story. Um, yeah, I feel like that even with the Acolyte's budget, I feel like it still could have a chance to kind of spark back up and at least, I mean, we saw fucking Plagueis live action for the first time. Like, why are we not exploring that route more? Whoa there, Star Wars Order. That's a little too high. What would you put it at, nerd? You should look at Screen Rant top 5 to take Kathleen Kennedy's position there on crack. Oh God. I'm scared. What is oh God, I'm scared. We gotta look though. Sorry guys, I just got done being sick, so my voice is kind of RFK a little bit. Mm. Bro, y'all gotta quit, man. Hold on. I just saw a name and it's like, okay, what do we do? Okay. So here we go. We are doing a little change of plans here. We're going an extra route. Everybody go thank Star Wars Order. Um, yeah, here we go, man. Let's go ahead and talk about this. All right. These are the top 5 people to replace Kathleen Kennedy. So number 5 is Dave Filoni. This is George Lucas's apprentice, as I like to call him, that most like to call him. Yeah, protege of George Lucas. Cool. Has some cool stuff. I love Ahsoka. Rebels is cool. Not my favorite, but absolutely cool. So 4, Jon Favreau, of course, The Mandalorian, several MCU projects. Does a really good job. I feel like he's gonna really go off with Mandalorian and Grogu. I think that movie is literally going to be a blockbuster smash hit. That is my prediction for the Mandalorian and Grogu. It's gonna be crazy. Okay, here's the one. Okay, Ben Stiller. There's something about Mary, the cable guy. These are the weird Ben Stiller kind of implants for me. Um, no, I don't. He needs to be sitting at New York Knicks games. What does he know about Star Wars? Stiller knows how to make new fans, and how to keep old fans happy. Something Star Wars is always in need of. But I don't feel like that's Star Wars' main focus. So what's gonna happen is I feel like Ben Stiller, if this is the route, here's Ben Stiller, right? He's gonna be like, all right, so everyone wants this Darth Vader film. Let's go ahead and make it. Let's have him twirl his lightsaber around a few times, go dark mode, and yeah, awesome movie. But is there some good lore in that story? Is there good storytelling? Are we gonna see maybe Darth Vader, visit Padme's grave? Is he gonna be able to that entire force scene where he fights all the Jedi and is the darkness basically just pulls out of his body and he is able to fight off everyone at the Jedi temple. Like, are we going to see that? Like, is it just going to be fan service upon fan service? I don't know. I mean, uh, White Goodman, yeah, from Dodgeball. Like, this is the guy. Like, I love Ben Stiller. He's awesome, but I don't like what for Star Wars. Megan Ellison. What have I seen her in? Ellison. What do we got? Spike Zones. Her. Zero Dark 30. The Coen Brothers. The True Grit remake. What have I seen that chick in? Is that who that is? Oh no. Is this Megan dude, hold on, man. I'm tweaking. Megan Ellison? I don't know who that is. Oh, yeah, I've never seen her in my life. American film producer and entrepreneur. Cool. What has she made? She's the daughter of multi-billionaire Larry Edison. Ellison, founder of On Annapuma Perna Pictures. Yeah, no, nope, I don't know her, but cool though. That's number 2. Shout out to Megan Ellison. And okay, Ellison may not know Star Wars, but she does know show business, and she knows how to tell a good story. Okay, so okay, in a sense, I can respect this. Why? Because she understands from what they're saying here is she may understand what can go good with Star Wars and from a business standpoint. Like we're saying, John Favreau understanding the business side of Star Wars and running it. But I feel like you need to know what's going on in the story. I mean, Kathleen Kennedy, for instance, I mean, she worked alongside Steven Spielberg, E.T. She understands that mind that Steven Spielberg, the George Lucases have. Like they have that extraterrestrial idea of film. So, um, I don't know if this Ellison lady has that. Maybe I don't know. Just it's very very interesting. I can't wait to get back and look at the comments though to see what you guys are thinking. Frank Marshall, Jurassic World and Raiders of the Lost Ark. I've actually never seen Indiana Jones. Never have. So Marshall has worked with George Lucas and Lucasfilm, and in the past, and all of the Indiana Jones films, The Land Before Time, and more. Dude, I fucked with The Land Before Time when I was a kid. Absolutely hit. He's a legend of filmmaking with certified blockbusters like Jurassic World and Back to the Future franchises. So Marshall knows how to make Star Wars into a box office event. Cool. I absolutely love Back to the Future. I love all 3 of them. So cool. That is an interesting list though. Absolutely interesting. Mm, where were we at here? Uh, okay, here we go. Sorry, guys, had to fish through the comments. Okay, you should look. Yeah, there it is. Stay in school. Absolutely, stay in school. In time, you will come to appreciate all it has done for you in building who you are. Bang, absolutely. That's preach. Let them know. Same with Cobra Kai, which is amazing. So that had a slow season 1 then too, I'm guessing? My little brothers love Cobra Kai. I loved, The Karate Kid. I thought they were really good. Don't make fun of RFK, MAGA, Maha, ooh. Nah, man, my voice, though, is messed up. Star Wars nerds. My ranking is low, 1 out of 10 due to the twins and the lack of Sith in a Sith show. I did like Chimere, though, should have just been him. Yeah, I agree. The twins didn't have, like, enough story for me to, like, understand completely where they were going because it was like, okay, they were made by magic, like, this first kind of showing of magic, in the Skywalker saga, which, I mean, how does that lead into, what we see with the Witches of Dathomir, in the Clone Wars and Ahsoka, all of that? Like, how does that all tie in? And it's just kind of like, well, that's cool. There's so many beings in Star Wars that have probably been made, um, uh, outside of being genetically made. So I don't know. It was just super weird. And like Mandel Stenberg, I feel like she did a good job. She was appointed to those characters to play, but I feel like that would be so hard. And I feel like that the acting of Osha and May, you're the same person, but you're playing twins and playing 2 separate characters who have 2 different, endings and 2 different ideas within the story. That was just kind of like it's kind of like juggling like, 5 watermelons at once. It's kind of hard to grab. So I do get that. But Chimera is dope. And I feel like this the Acolyte being a Sith show, that was kind of like how they did at Star Wars Celebration, where they announced all of these shows, what they were going to be about. I feel like they kind of overdid the Sith part, but yet I feel like they haven't got to that yet. I feel like a season 2 would have really dove deep into the Sith lore. We get Plagueis. How is that not dive deep into some rich Sith lore. I feel like that's why a season two, not even a season two, maybe call it something of the Sith or Plagueis or the Stranger even. Let's see where Chimere ends up. Ben Stiller, dog, I would love to see. I love what he did with Severance, but come on, man, what are we doing? Yeah. I've actually heard recently about Severance. Heard it's like a really good show. That's dope. But yeah, that's hilarious. Like White Goodman, come on. Star Wars Order number one fucking pisses me off. Yeah, I wasn't too familiar with that guy, but I mean, interesting. Number two kind of threw me for a loop because I have never heard of her. It doesn't, make her more or less or anything. Whoever wrote that article for Scream Man must have lost a bet or something. Yeah, they must have had like, I don't know, maybe Chiefs money line. Maybe they bet. So hey, if the Eagles win, we're gonna go ahead and write this article, and it might be hot shit. But I mean, hey, who knows? Facts, Carbonite. Nah, whoever takes over needs to know Star Wars and business. I agree. I agree. And like let's say nerd, for instance, let's say we threw you to take the spot. Like, obviously, your Star Wars. It's it would be interesting to see what kind of project you would make first. Do you listen to others? Do you really want to get the Star Wars project that you want to push out first to kind of cement your name into Lucasfilm? Um, no matter what you make, you're going to get backlash. Oppenheimer got great reviews, did great at the box office, was a summer hit. But it takes hits too. Same with Barbie. Just for instance, kind of keep it in as an idea. Um, Something just recent. But I mean, people hate everything. People love everything. It has to go in different directions. But yes, overall, knowing Star Wars and knowing business is going to help you in the long run. Littlefoot mentioned, absolutely. Littlefoot the goat. Kenobi's Corner, hello there. Hey, what's up? Thank you for joining, man. I appreciate it. Just vibing, just vibing. Clan Brandolorian after dark. Appreciate everyone chiming in. It's kind of helps the episode go a little more smooth. I don't know, man. Their birth was a little too close to Anakin's birth. Yeah, in a way. In a way, just because, Anakin was basically a ripple in the Force. Plagueis and Palpatine, manipulating the Force and what it can do. And here comes Anakin. It's kind of such an interesting story, and I never seeing right here the Plagueis novel. I never read it. I really think that this could be something really cool to bring forward. So I really hope that they go forward with Chimere. Manny Jacinto wants to play that role again. Man, give us some of that. That's just rich lore. That would be great for Star Wars and all of us here watching. I'd be better at writing. I'd suck as president. Yeah, I'd feel the same way. I feel like writing, man, would be so hard. You have to make sure everything ties back up. Like, could you imagine being Vince Gilligan writing Breaking Bad? I don't know if any of you have seen Breaking Bad, but it's like an insanely story that's told in like such a really good way to where it's like things you see at the end of like season one, the middle of season two, maybe some little trinkets or a conversation from season three all ties in to the end. And it's like, if that didn't happen, this entire outcome wouldn't happen. And I feel like Vince Gilligan did that many times. Better Call Saul is the same way. Better Call Saul, that last season, insane, impeccable writing. Is this a screen rant about the people to replace Kathleen Kennedy? I was going to make a video about that, darn it. Hey, still make the video. I think that it's such a weird such a weird random top 5 in my opinion. Um yeah, man, make a video on it. I'd actually love to see that. Just because it's so interesting. Plus I mean, who would we put? who's like 5 that we would put into a account here, like, to run Lucasfilm? Like, interesting. It's so interesting. This whole thing is interesting because and I'm glad that it's come out because especially in this like lull of time, like we're waiting for Andor season 2, we're getting some, news here dropped that they're not actually retiring. Kathleen Kennedy's still here to stay. Um Star Wars nerd here. I just started it due to taking over my shorts. First episode is pretty slow but it's really good. Oh, okay. Kenobi's Corner. Well, number one is nepotism. Frank Marshall is Kathleen Kennedy's husband. Oh, really? Does it say that? Oh, yeah, right here. Kathleen Kennedy's husband. Wow. And what did they say? He's a legend of filmmaking. Okay. Okay, so yeah, if you hire in Mr. Marshall, Mr. Frank Marshall, is Kathleen Kennedy still going to be tied in with that? Of course, because they're married. So it's kind of like nothing changes, and I mean, I'd be okay with that. I mean, who knows what's going to happen? It could get worse. Like that's the thing is, I feel like nobody's thinking that it could get worse. Like we could literally get things that are like lore breaking, like actually, which would be insane. Uh-oh, okay, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off that screen. Let's go ahead and look at this right here. If we're going like screen rant, number 5, Danny DeVito. Hey, let Mr. Danny DeVito go ahead and do his thing. Maybe he can walk in with a Jersey Mike sub. Um, spice it up a little bit in the Star Wars universe. Maybe a little maybe he could be like, check out my Womp Rat sandwich here only at Jersey Mike's. Number 4, Kevin Smith. No, absolutely not. No. I do like how he plays Sean Payton in a movie. I didn't even know that. I'm a Broncos fan too. Number 3, Owen Wilson. No. Oh wow. Wow. It's like, Yoda gets like a backstory. Owen Wilson's like, look, we're gonna make this Yoda backstory. And we're gonna go back like 500 years to kind of like a late 20s, early 30s chiseled Yoda. And he's like spinning, like of course, and he's fighting. I don't know who would he go to fight at these times. Like the Sith, of course, had been not seen as much, but maybe he could fight other bad guys. And Owen Wilson's just like, wow, it's awesome. No, let's not do that. Number 2, Jeff Bezos. Um, I think Jeff Bezos would just be like, well, I bought it because I can. Um, I bought the position, so I'm gonna hand it out to some people and pay them, and they're just gonna make stuff that makes me money. Yeah. Um, maybe we could get like even more Amazon exclusives for no, let's just not do that. Let's not do Jeff Bezos. Number 1, George Lucas. Yeah. I mean, George Lucas got rid of it for a reason. So it's gonna kind of be hard to go back to that. But I, if I could, I would, people say, would you rather have dinner with George Lucas or would you rather, take, $100,000? Which I mean, George Lucas to give me some insight that could make me well over $100,000, or I don't take the money, I don't be greedy, and actually have a conversation with George Lucas. And of course, if we're having a dinner, maybe we're chilling for like an hour and a half. Um, man, I would really ask him like what he thinks of everything that's been made since he sold Lucasfilm. And he still has some say and some stake, I believe. But could you imagine like his actual thoughts? Like, does he like the Kenobi series? Does he actually like episode 7, 8, and 9? Are those like okay to him? Everyone's just like, oh, that's so disgraceful to George Lucas. Um, I don't know. I'd want to see what he said, or maybe he fucking hates it all. Like that would be so insane. Like George Lucas shit all fucking sucks. That would be crazy. So yeah, I think I'd take the dinner. What would you guys take? Would you guys take $100,000 or have dinner with George Lucas for about an hour and a half? Let's say an hour and a half. My top five would be Dave Filoni, star five, just because I want him making the content instead. Yes, I agree. Bryce Dallas Howard, absolutely. Kevin Feige. I think last year or last summer there was rumors of him being kind of involved with moving over to Star Wars. That'd be very interesting. Number two, Jet Lucas, yeah, Jet Lucas. Number one, John Favreau. Yo, I don't know if any of you guys are into sports, but check this out. Um, there is a YouTube. There was a video, and Jet Lucas is like chilling. Man, I'm gonna have to find it sometime. I can't find it right here off first glance, but Jet Lucas is like chilling in like a Nuggets jersey, and it's like the coolest shit ever because it's like, oh, George Lucas, you could have your kids wearing Lakers, Celtics. I mean, any of the big teams, but I mean, he's got the Nuggets, like, and it was like the baby blue throwbacks. Like, that's so dope. So yeah, fuck it, give it to Jet Lucas. I think Katie Lucas, yes, who has written Dark Disciple, who helped write Dark Disciple, um, and also the episodes of Quinlan Voss and Asajj Ventress, dude. Maybe she knows a little bit about the Clone Wars. She could help. I like that. Overall, he said that they went a different direction than his original vision, but when you give it up, you give it up. Yeah, of course, man. I mean, what would episode 1, 2, and 3 be if he had sold it after, the original trilogy? That's such an interesting thing. It's always those what ifs. Yeah, man. I think that's such a cool thing. Thanks for putting that in the chat because I don't think I've ever heard that. Um or heard any opinion really that George Lucas has had. So that's really cool. But yeah, you give it up, you give it up. That's what happens. And he's a lot richer now. And he's always gonna have residuals coming in. George Lucas be all right. And I'm choosing dinner with George. Absolutely, absolutely. Jet Lucas in a Nuggets jersey. He's a man of dude. Yes, I am telling you. I will have to. I have seen the video. He wouldn't have been. Maybe it was around the time of him writing The Phantom Menace, or would Jet have been even younger then? I'm gonna have to look this up because it like legit, it's insane. But yes, he is a man of the people. Mhm, 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 mhm. Oh, swear I'm not making this up. Swear I'm not. I'm gonna have to look at it sometime. But actually, like I'm on YouTube looking, and Jet Lucas Star Wars new trilogy interview. This is 11 years ago. So right before Force Awakens comes out, bro, it's probably just like, yeah. So my dad didn't make these. Yeah, So yeah, I'm gonna have to find that video. Hopefully, I can post it on Instagram or something because it's so dope. Like, what the hell? And I really do think there's that video of George Lucas. He's at home. He just said he was up late with his daughter because she was sick all night, and he had the yellow um, papers starting to write the Phantom Menace, and this is like in the mid '90s. So like that's it's fucking awesome. I'd still make the video about Screen Rant list, but I'd have more to say. Still have more to say. Shit, make that, man. I think that's awesome. All right, y'all. Calling it a night. Have a good one, y'all. Great first time view of your stream. Hey, thanks for being a prime chirper, as I would say tonight. I really appreciate you coming in, nerd. Um, bringing the positive vibes, man. I appreciate it, and just talking Star Wars, bro. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see you in the next one for sure. Thank you. Star Wars Order. Jet Lucas was 13 when he was in Revenge of the Sith. Okay, yeah. Actually watched Revenge of the Sith yesterday, and of course, like when Bail Organa comes down and we get to see him fighting off the 501st, man, he was slaying him for a second, wasn't he? I was like, oh shit, get it, Jet. But maybe if he had the Nuggets jersey on, then he would have been able to get the rest of that little battalion there. That's crazy though. Are you going to see Revenge of the Sith in theaters April 25th? Absolutely. Absolutely. What are we thinking, guys? Do we go once for sure? Of course, you gotta go see it. Or are we going multiple times? I mean, I feel like I need to pop out, go with my wife for sure, bring the homies, um, go check it out, with the close friends, family. But then I feel like you got to go out again with maybe the homies that want to see it again, or maybe take some of your family, like the ones that are willing to go, the ones that want to pop out. And I feel like I gotta, go with so many people. Um, and yeah, right here you have 6 groups that you're going with. That's dope. Like, man, like it's such a priceless thing. I mean, going to see, and I'm gonna assume. I'm very sorry. I know it's not a good thing to do, but I'm gonna assume that Revenge of the Sith is your favorite. Just like me. I Revenge of the Sith is the best movie of all time to me. I When I was a young kid, it it was watched so many times in my house. We had it on VHS at first, and then we got it on DVD. We got the extended cut too. Oh my god, it was such an amazing experience to see it in theaters. All of the toys, the vibes, the summertime. Like the summertime, I feel like all the smells, it can capture those moments, especially growing up. And man, Star Wars was just such a great time, especially Revenge of the Sith, man. It takes me back. It takes me back. I'm sorry, 7. I forgot my friend who was going in who is getting into Star Wars. Hey, this is a good time to get into it. Let them know that April is going to be a good month. Not Revenge of the Sith is number 4 movie for me. Dope. What's 1, 2, and 3? Fantastic. What's good, my man? I saw the Phantom Menace 3 times. Dope. I saw it once. So 3 times for you. Crazy. That's nice. Revenge of the Sith, I am definitely going to see at least 3 times. I want to try and go day 1 and go to the most packed theater near me. I feel like that would be a great experience. Man, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be so crazy? And it's like, especially like Revenge of the Sith, I feel like everyone just vibes with that movie so much. It was the missing puzzle piece. Absolutely fire. Absolutely fire. And seeing it again modern day, man, man. All right. So your top, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and add 4 then. So Return of the Jedi, number 1. I love that. Like I say, Revenge of the Sith right here. I got Return of the Jedi, that close second. I don't think it'll ever get past episode 3 for me. But at the same time, yeah, I think it's just such a good movie, Return of the Jedi. But then Rogue One, and then A New Hope, and then Revenge of the Sith. I can get down with that. You got the original in there. Rogue One is a fantastic movie. I'm glad, Andor branches off of that. It's really good look. Yo, what up, Ricky? Thanks for joining, man. You're It's past your bedtime, sir. That indeed. Usually I go to bed about 1:30. So yeah, this it's approaching. But thanks for chiming in, man. Got a celebrity in the chat, y'all. Um, dude, Ricky, once I get season 2 of the podcast, man, I would love to have you on. Our previous episode that we've done on my channel, that was a banger. Absolutely, absolutely love that one, man. Love talking Star Wars with you. Um, but yeah, you know, this comment right here, the Phantom Menace 3 times, there was gonna be a second time where I went. I only went the one time, but man, I can get down with that. Dude, seeing Maul, you know, extract the double blade on the big screen, it hits different. It's all about the vibe. It's all about the vibe. Everything you do to get a good like experience, it's all about the vibe. So Ricky's top 3 right here goes Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, and then Return of the Jedi. That's a good top 3. I actually watched Attack of the Clones today. I I've seen it a million times, but man, it's crazy watching it again and being so refreshed. It's such a good ass movie. Such a good movie. That's also interesting too. I feel like most people like Empire Strikes Back at either 1 or 2. And then we've had 2 lists here and that's not even in the top 3. Top 4 even for Star Wars order. Very interesting. Oh shit. Check this out. We have a full ranking right here of all 11 films. So we're going to start with number 1, Return of the Jedi, and then number 2, Rogue One, number 3, A New Hope, 4, Revenge of the Sith, 5, 5. Are we missing 5? Well, it'll go 6, Empire Strikes Back, 7, Phantom Menace. Oh, so 5 is going to be Attack of the Clones, I'm assuming. And then 8, Solo, 9, Force Awakens, 10, Last Jedi, 11, Rise of Skywalker. Yeah. And I'm gonna have to cook mine up here in a second. Yes, I'm a prequels guy, of course. And yeah, I mean, it's hard when you have your Star Wars that the one that you resonate the most with and you stick with it for so long, you there's no backing out. It's kind of like understanding. I always like to compare Star Wars series or movies with albums. The first time you listen to an album, for instance, like the Chromacopia album by Tyler the Creator. The first listen, I was like, man, there's so many bangers in this. But the more and more it goes, and it's been months now, since October. Yeah, October was kind of like the ghost drop. Like it's been months now. Like the storytelling in that album, letting it marinate, listening to that album has so much more meaning and there's so much more context and also just to the ear, that's what we listen to music for is it's good, it sounds good, feels good, gets you going or gets you in a good mood, bad mood, and whatever. It fixes, whatever mood you're in. But that's just what these the prequels to me, it's like a good album that you have no skips. The sequel trilogy, there's really good things. I absolutely love some of the um, bigger moments that happen in the sequel trilogy. Um, it's different though. It's not George Lucas, and you can feel that in certain ways. But that's the whole point. But yeah, I mean, and especially if you're in a real original trilogy, I feel like you are so spoiled now because you have so much content. You waited 20 plus years to get new things. So yeah, whatever era you're with, I mean, that's just your number one, and you always stick with it. Crap, no Empire. 5, 6 is Phantom Menace. 7 is Attack of the Clones. I got it. Star Wars order here. Oh, okay. So we're talking top 5 artists now. Okay. All right. Let's see. My top 5 artists. Number 1, Sabrina Carpenter. Dude, she took everything by storm. She is killing it. Dude, that espresso song, Lucky. YouTube, I would play that song right now and sing the whole thing, but we can't do that, obviously. Think about me every night. Oh, that's that me. I guess. Like, come on, man. I want to get to Dunkin' so bad and get that shaken S espresso because, man, I know that shit's so good. That brown sugar shaken espresso, man. And that would make the wife happy too. You got to go get one. Um, but yeah, so two, Britney Spears. Hey, okay. You're toxic. Three, Eminem. I feel like when someone has Eminem in their top five, they understand music. Eminem is good. Eminem is good. Not my favorite per se, but I respect Eminem 100%. Four, Black Eyed Peas. Will I Am. Okay. Fergie. Okay. I can't remember the other two. Did you like the Black Eyed Peas before they had Fergie? Like when they're like mid the late 90s? They had some good shit my dad put me on. Five, Christina Aguilera. Yes, I'm a male. We like female artists too. Shit. It don't matter. Male, female, brown, purple, upside down, sideways, Twi'lek. Um, yeah. Tuscan Raider. It's all good. Art music is music. Love is love, and it's all good. You can like what you want. Rihanna not on the list. Hey, Rihanna's got some bangers. Absolutely. Your boy's gonna rest up. Brandon, you are the man. Keep kicking ass, and thanks for the fun stream. Hey, man, it wouldn't be a fun stream without you, man. I appreciate you chiming in and giving me some ideas, man. It's always nice when you can do a live stream and you have some comments in the sections. Everything just bouncing off, like we're just all bouncing ideas off each other and talking, man. You guys make the stream. I just press start. That's it. That's it. But hell yeah, man. We'll see you, man. Can't wait me to give me some carbonites. I got you. I promise. All eras. Yes, all eras. Everyone smash that like button. Yes, yes. I don't know. I haven't even been telling you guys that. Go, yeah, go smash that like button. I'd appreciate it. Helps us, the stream, and the algorithm out a lot. Twi'lek healing baths. Yep. Mm-hmm. Healing baths. All right. Absolutely. But top top 11 Star Wars. Give me just real quick so I can get my sense off. Let's go. Revenge of the Sith, Return of the Jedi, Rogue One, Empire Strikes Back, Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace, Solo. Mm, it's so hard because I feel like they're all interchangeable because I feel like I like them all equally. Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker. I think the first like 10 minutes of the Rise of Skywalker is very underrated. We get Mustafar that's been ashed out, and you see that like the change over time. That's dope. That's really dope. Um, yeah. But yeah, very interesting. But hey, shout out to all 10 of y'all in here. This is dope. I appreciate it, guys. I didn't think after midnight we would have this many people on. I really appreciate it. This is dope. Okay, Ricky's got number 1 Wu-Tang, number 2 Mob Deep, 3 DMX, 4 The Weeknd, 5 Bad Bunny. Really like this because I love my East Coast rap as well. I like how you mix that all in there, and I also know you're a Mets fan, so we've talked baseball too. So yeah, sprinkling in some of the New York in there. Um, RIP, DMX. Just within the last few years. Um, Bad Bunny sprinkling in some of the new. I always loved his beef with Devin Booker when they were dating Kendall Jenner. He said it wasn't hot in Phoenix. I thought that was crazy, bro. He said, "Man, it's not even hot in Phoenix. That's wild." The Weekend too, dude. That Starboy album, I did not like it at first, but once I let the radio hits kind of linger after a while, foo man. Part Party Monster, or hold on, what was that? What's that goddamn song? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm great. Yeah. No, it's been a while. No, I'm mixing up the drink. I just need a girl who gonna really understand. Dude, hold up. I'm about to get up. We're gonna have a party on Instagram or something after this. The after show. That's a good top five. Man, my top five artists. Give me Tyler the Creator, number one. Give me DJ Quick, number two. Give me G Perico, number three. I'll go top five rappers. Um, Four, give me King Lil G. Five, Schoolboy Q. And what's insane is all five of them are from LA. But I love me some East Coast rap. I think my favorite East Coast would be MF Doom, Tribe Called Quest. Nas has some bangers, of course. Man, who else? I feel like I'm missing one. Oh, ASAP Rocky. That like literally my entire high school era was Rocky, Tyler, Odd Future. Yeah, like such music's so awesome. And I love hearing everyone's different tastes in music. That's really cool. Star Wars nerd back. Said I was leaving, but then I saw Pop. Yeah, you gotta chime back in. Gotta say what's up. Sir, it's past your bedtime at Pop the Bounty Collector. Yeah, I didn't even begin to try to check Ricky. Bro, it's your bedtime too. You could do a tier list. And it's later for you. Probably looking at like 2 a.m. now. You could do a tier list. Hey, a tier list would be dope. Maybe we'll have to plan that for one of these nights. That'd be dope. Ricky, don't you have tortillas to make? That's crazy. That's nefarious. LOL. Bro. It's crazy. Nobody has a bedtime. That's right. Nobody has a bedtime. Weekend has some bangers. He does. He really does. I think the dude often is a banger. Earned It's a banger. I actually remember I don't want nobody in the comments roasting me, but I remember when I saw 50 Shades of Grey for the first time and the Earned It song came on in the movie, I was like, bro, what is going on? This is like there was a certified slap at that time. And it was in this, movie. Of course, 50 Shades of Grey is what 50 Shades of Grey is. You would never believe that this is a Star Wars stream. But yeah, it's only 11 p.m. here. Star Wars order. Well, good for you. It's actually a good time. You're 2 hours behind. All right. Here we go. Top five artists here. Star Wars nerd are Blink 182, 4 Green Day, 3 Sueco, 2 Falling in Reverse, 1 Anakin versus Obi-Wan musical. Oh, interesting. Yeah, they make good music. That's a low key top five. Man, it would be different too with music. I feel like you know I love my grunge music. I love the Foo Fighters. I love Nirvana, of course. Soundgarden. I'm really into everything. I just don't like country and like screamo death metal to where like I can't understand what they're saying. And same with like mumble rap. Now, if mumble rap has a good beat, I'll literally pull the instrumental and just listen to that shit. But I kind of got to understand what you're saying. But then country music, I'm from Kansas and I don't like country music. Yeah, I don't know. It's not really a cup of tea. I'm shocked Ricky isn't asking if I have a war to fight in the South. What? The war is over. The North won, nerd. Are we bouncing back and forth in the chat? Keep country out of your damn mouth. Carrie Underwood is queen. Ooh, Carrie Underwood. She's got some slaps too. She's got some slaps. It's a running joke. Cool. As long as you guys just love each other. No more hate. Just joking. Y'all you guys are being funny right now. But I don't understand what you're talking about. So I mean that might even make it better. That's really cool. Well, we're looking at an hour and a half here. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit subscribe down below. If you haven't already, I appreciate everyone who's here. This is crazy. This is really cool. Much better turnout than I even could have ever expected. Not even joking. Um, but yeah, make sure you hit the like button down below, subscribe. If you don't have me on Instagram, I post on Instagram multiple times a day. So make sure you go check that out. Show off the collection behind me. Um, Starting to get into some Lego review sets now. Showing off some Funko, of course, Lego, and lore theories. Like some of the stuff, kind of like what we're talking tonight, was more so news. But I do love talking lore. I love talking theories personally. So yeah, make sure you guys go follow me at all those. TikTok as well. I would love to go live on TikTok, but you got to have 1,000 followers, and I haven't really posted too much on there. I'll just kind of post whatever reels I post on Instagram on there too. So, but yeah, guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. No, y'all love Rookie. I mean Ricky. Man, I'm gonna have to see what y'all talking about. Star Wars Order, are you gonna react or break down Andor season 2 trailer? Yes. Actually, if you guys haven't seen in the past on the channel, my homie Bailey, I'm gonna have him on, and we're gonna go ahead and do the breakdowns. And we'll do a live, of course, and react to each week of the 3 episodes that we get. So and Bailey loves Andor, so I think that would be a good person to have on. And he knows a lot about Star Wars too. He's also a fellow Lego collector. So yeah, absolutely, it's going to be a good time. But yeah, Skeleton Crew, we did a live stream every Wednesday for Skeleton Crew with Andy from the Galactic Core podcast. So shout out to him. Oh, okay, here we go. Here's a good top 5 of some rock. Man, I always forget about System of a Down. I don't know how. System of a Down. 2, Korn. Dude, Got the Life by Korn. Slap. 3, Limp Biscuit. Absolutely. Kind of reminds me of the WWE days when I was a kid. Absolutely love Limp Biscuit. 4, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Can't go wrong with them. Love seeing Flea in the Kenobi series. Really cool cameo. And number 5, Foo Fighters. Dope. Do you guys know what Foo Fighters are? Like what a Foo Fighter actually is? It's very interesting. Very cool. Chili Peppers are amazing. Yes, I agree, Star Wars Order. I wish we could play some music and just vibe. I was trying to download some of the music that JOSHY, shout out to JOSHY too. He does all the music for my channel, which is actually funny. Back in the day, me and well, JOSHY still makes music. At one time, of course, I wanted to be a meme rapper actually. So like when we'd like mess around and like make stupid songs, like funny songs, JOSHY would like really, JOSHY knows how to do all the music and stuff. So like he hits me with like a lot of beats, then stuff to use for like the channel. But like for instance, like this is some smooth beats right here.
Joshi from a Joshi from a Joshi from a Joshi.
Yeah, see, Joshy knows what he's doing. So shout out to Joshy. There's so many other beats too he plays. If you guys check out some of my videos, you'll hear a little sprinkle here and there of some of those beats. But but yeah, they fight the foos. Yeah, they do. They fight the foos. So basically, what a Foo Fighter is with extraterrestrial crafts, UFOs. The United States will send up these. It's kind of like a force of pilots that are able to fly and keep up with these unidentified flying objects. It's basically what a Foo Fighter is. So it's really, really interesting. So it's kind of like, David Grohl's like, yeah, we chase aliens. That's what we do. So, of course, if you're a Star Wars fan, you love aliens. Kenobi's Corner. I can't wait for Andor season 2. I'll make so many videos. It's going to be so much work. Yeah, dude. And that's the thing is, especially with them dropping 3 episodes, like a week. Like I said earlier, they could be like mini movies. So it's going to be like, oh, okay. So we're basically reviewing a movie each week. Kenobi's Corner. Do I sub to you? I don't think I do, man. Kenobi's Corner. Hey, Ricky. Good night, brother. Thank you for chiming in. I really appreciate that, man. We'll be in touch, man. Stay good. Appreciate you. I know it's cool. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, Kenobi's Corner. Let's come on, man. Mm-mm. 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 B tier, S tier. Oh, look at this. I'm doing some streams here too. Sorry, I'm trying to get to your channel. I click on the videos, click on the channel. Don't take me down, Kenobi's Corner. I'm just. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Cool. Bang. Subbed, bro. There we go, man. Hell yeah. I'd love to check out some of these videos, man. But yeah, so just to end it off, man, what do we think? What do we grade Andor season 1? Just to end this, because I mean that's the next big thing. What do we grade it? And also, if you can, guys, down in the comments, down in the chat, go ahead and let me know what you rank Andor season 1 out of 10, out of 5, whatever your rating scale is. Go ahead and let me know what it was like for you. Like, was it an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 2 out of 10? Let me know. And then also, do you think we're going to get a Tales of the series? Are we going to get Tales of the Bounty Hunters? Are we going to get Tales of the Sith finally? Tales of the Hutts. That's what I personally want. Tales of the Hutts or Tales of the Bounty Hunter. Get some backstory. What do we think, guys? Let me know. What do you think of Andor? Rank Andor out of 10, out of 5, whatever your scaling system is. And do you think we're going to get a Tales of the Blank series this year? Maybe announce that Star Wars Celebration in 50 days. Andor season 1, 9.6 out of 10. Dope. I give it a solid 8 out of 10. Thought it was really good. Thank you. Maybe me and you can get some work together sometime. Hell yeah, bro. Always open to work. That's what we do, man. Absolutely. We'll get in touch, no doubt. I really think that's why they're not having Revenge of the Sith in theaters on May 4th, because of Tales of the series. Hey, that's a good idea. I remember last year we were heading up to Kansas City and Tales of the Empire, had dropped at midnight, I believe. Midnight or 8 a.m. and watched it on the way there. Very interesting. I love Morgan Elsbeth. I think she's a very, very unique character. But she got like her own little like arc. Like that's crazy. Especially for like what we get her in live action. Like that's dope. But I think she had one episode that was kind of meh, but the other two were really strong, really strong. And then seeing Grievous again, oh my god, bro. But younger Thrawn, pretty dope. And then Barriss Offee, I never really got the Barriss Offee hype. Cool character, of course, but I didn't really get the overall hype for her, and her story was kind of lackluster in a way. Just kind of like, oh, okay. I was really hoping that she did go down the route of Vader killing her. I thought that would be very interesting, and it just seemed like that's what everyone thought. But yeah, no, didn't happen. I did have a picture. But yeah, I think that's really about it, guys. Yeah, Andor season 2 coming next month. Actually, it's not March yet, so technically 2 months, but almost 2 months away. Um, yeah, I'm so excited. I think it's going to be good. Kathleen Kennedy, um, I guess, is not retiring now. She's going to retire when she retires. So I think that's kind of like what this stream has shown me. Over the the hour, almost 2 hours that we've been running. I think that's kind of the good point to go with. And Revenge of the Sith in theaters, baby. It's gonna be a great time. I can't wait, man. It makes me so giddy. Andor season 1 is an 8 out of 10 for me. Agree. Another Tales of series would be awesome. Personally, I want to see some more Visions. Aren't we getting Visions this summer? I think we're getting more Visions this summer. Um, the other seasons of Vision, I'm not a huge anime guy, but I think they do really good. I like how they bring in all the different studios to create their own little Star Wars story. Really cool, and it's also very risk free. There's not too much to worry about. Just make a cool looking thing. I thought the Tales of the Empire was 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, that's solid. I'd give it a 6 or a 7 out of 10. It just, I don't know. It's cool to see Vader, I guess. Morgan Elsbeth, like I said, she's dope. But yeah. Well, guys, I think we're gonna go ahead and call it there. I appreciate all of you guys chiming in tonight. I really, really do. I mean, we still have 8 people in the chat right now. This is really awesome, guys. I really, really appreciate it. Um, you know, this after dark thing, I've been thinking about this for a while, and finally getting able to do it, it makes it even better. So, yeah, guys, make sure if you're not here for the live stream right now and you've made it this far, make sure you know that you can always come back and watch the replay at any time. These will upload right away to the YouTube channel. So make sure you go check that out, man. I really appreciate you guys chiming in tonight. And man, really, really dope. Star Wars Order here. Thank you for a great stream. I have an idea for 1K subs, a 24-hour live stream. Wow. That would be dope. I'm gonna have to save that. That'd be a good idea. Maybe you'll have to chime in with me. If we hit 1K subs, that would be something else. In the 24-hour live stream, you're doing it with me. That's dope. But hey, thank you for a great stream. I really appreciate it. One last thing before I go, make sure you guys go follow me on Instagram, because we did hit 500 subs. And like I said, we would do a giveaway with 3 winners. I'm going to go ahead, and this is going to be the first time where I discuss it, what the prizes will be. We're going to do a Lego battle pack of some sort. I have a couple options to pull from. So know that there's going to be a battle pack. We're also going to do a Funko Pop and another mystery item of some sort. So make sure you guys stay tuned with that. And they will all, of course, come with a Clan Brandolorian sticker. Really good. They can stick anywhere. They can go on anything. Have them custom made at a print shop here in my town. So make sure you guys go follow, because that giveaway will be announced very, very soon. So you don't want to miss that. I know how YouTube is kind of weird with giveaways. So we're going to channel that all to the Instagram to where it's a little easier to do. So, man, I just want to say thank you guys one last time. We'll see you guys next Thursday for After Dark Part 2. But yeah, this was a great time. I had so much fun. Just need a little bit more water. Went through this Yeti too fast, my voice. So thank you guys for sticking with me on that. This was a fun stream. We'll definitely be tuning in next time. Night streams are so fun. Man, they're so fun. They're, better than any other live stream that I've done before. So I appreciate you guys, man. Studtastic, you're a real one. Star Wars Order, you're a real one. Kenobi's Corner, real one. Ricky, real one. Star Wars Nerd again. Carbonites, you're a real one. Going through here. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys. But yeah. So, like I said, guys, thank you. We will see you in the next one.